Excel may be the most widespread business software, but I talk with a lot of business people who are uncomfortable using it. Writing formulas and creating charts takes some practice, and with other items on your plate, it's easy to rationalize not using it. But with Microsoft Copilot, ChatGPT, and Claude, it's much easier to dive in and drive value with Excel. My name is Bill Eastman, and this is the AI for Your Business channel. It's the channel business people can come to quickly learn how they can leverage AI. Click on the subscribe button below to be sure not to miss any tips and tools. Today is part one of a two-part episode on using Microsoft Copilot, ChatGPT, and Claude with Excel. We'll start with an overview of how to get set up. Then we'll go through some use cases to get you started using the tools and understanding their comparative strengths and weaknesses. We'll end with an overview of their privacy policies and how you can protect your data. Let's get started. We'll begin with Copilot. If you're on a Microsoft 365 family or personal plan, you can use Copilot for free, but there are some catches. First, you only get 60 AI credits each month, and I think those correspond to each time that you prompt Copilot. And on the family plan, only the subscription owner has access. Second, Copilot only works if you've saved the Excel file to OneDrive. If you want more usage, then you'll need to sign up for Copilot Pro at $20 a month, though there is a free trial month. Just go to the link below to subscribe. I imagine most of you are familiar by now with how to access ChatGPT. It works with a surprising range of file types, but in general, it's best to load data in a table format with a file type like Excel or CSV. Just load the data like any other file to get started, but note that ChatGPT can't directly edit the file, so you have to copy and paste any suggestions it makes into the actual Excel spreadsheet. Claude AI is less well known than ChatGPT, but it may even be even better at data analysis and chart creation. You get an indeterminate amount of daily usage on the free plan, but you can up that amount by paying $20 a month for the Pro subscription. That'll also allow you to upload larger files. It's pretty limited on the free plan. Note that you'll need to load the files in a CSV file format. You may have noticed that I haven't mentioned Google's Gemini model. It's a good model, but it's not possible to just upload an Excel or a CSV file. You have to copy and paste the contents of your spreadsheet into the prompt. And that's not really practical, so we're going to ignore it for now. Let's review some use cases. As we go through them, you'll see the relative strengths and weaknesses of each tool. In this first case, we have some data on a marketing campaign or on several marketing campaigns. We want to pull some insights from the data, so we're going to create a formula to calculate the return on each campaign, and we'll also highlight campaigns with low return. So, in the upper right corner, we'll click on the Copilot icon, and that opens up the Copilot prompt window on the right, and we can see some suggestions for a prompt as well as the prompt window. And if we click on this icon below the prompt window, we can see even more possible prompts. But we already know what we want to do, so we'll just enter the prompt. Please insert a formula in column G to calculate the ROI. Now, it's possible you'll need to add some more directions in your prompt, especially if the columns in your spreadsheet don't clearly distinguish revenues and expenditures. Let's examine the formula to make sure it got it right. And yes, it looks like Copilot has correctly captured it. So now just click Insert Icon or Insert Column. We can take it a step further by highlighting campaigns with lower return. That's called conditional formatting. Please highlight campaigns with ROI below 10%. And it tells us what it's going to do. We click Apply, and we see a few low performers. We can also categorize campaigns by ROI, high, medium, low. Now, of course, different industries and people have different definitions for what high, medium, and low are, but let's see what Copilot does. Create a column to categorize campaigns as high, medium, or low ROI. And that looks pretty reasonable. By the way, Copilot can't edit existing data or formulas in your spreadsheet. So if you want to make additions or edits, then you'll need to add new columns. ChatGPT can't write in your spreadsheet, but if you load the data, then it can tell you what formulas to enter or edit. Let's give it a similar prompt to what we did with Copilot. Please write an Excel formula to calculate the ROI for each campaign. And that looks right. You can also have it explain its formula. Explain the logic behind this formula step by step. This is a great way to learn as you work. And you can also make little edits to your formula, such as asking it to return a blank if expenditures are zero. In general, ChatGPT is best for working out the logic of your formulas, and then Copilot is great at applying and formatting them. Claude works similarly to ChatGPT here, so we'll go on to our next use case. In this scenario, you've done some market research and have the results in a spreadsheet, including customer comments. Surveys have traditionally used scales like 1 to 5 to capture customer sentiments, but freeform responses add some flavor. They also aren't as affected by the different internal scales that customers have. That is one customer's 3 the same as another customer's 3? Now, rating the freeform responses is an extraordinarily manual task, but that's where AI comes to the rescue. We can't use Copilot here because it's not set up to work with large amounts of unstructured data like comments. Therefore, we'll need to go to ChatGPT or Claude. We'll just load the spreadsheet into ChatGPT, making sure it's in clean table format. Then we can dig in. It takes some care with your prompting to properly reflect the sentiment in customer comments. ChatGPT tends to fall back on outdated Python coding approaches unless you explicitly tell it not to. Also, it may take some back and forth to get the category breakouts that you'd like. So we begin with a prompt laying out how to conduct the sentiment analysis. It's fairly compute heavy, so it may take a few minutes to return. I'm going to give you a list of customer comments in an Excel column. Don't rely on word counts or automated lexicons. Identify each distinct topic. Assign a sentiment. Output results in a table with columns comment index, comment, topic, and sentiment. Give it an example to go by and tell it to go ahead. Okay, and here you see the output. It looks like it's done a pretty good job of identifying even multiple topics and sentiments in a comment. Since it looks pretty good, we'll prompt it to create a stack bar chart of all the topics and sentiments, as well as a CSV file with the info. Please proceed with annotating all of the comments. Create a CSV file of your output and a stacked bar chart of the topics and sentiments, as well as a CSV. Great. Of course, you can edit the topics to make sure you're capturing the details you want. And you can download the chart as a PNG file or use the data in a CSV file to create your own charts. This is good info, but you can use Excel's capabilities to take it a step further and see how results break out by store. That'll allow you to hone in and better understand what you're doing better or worse in the individual stores. Please break these results out by store and create a chart reflecting sentiment by store. We see Dunwoody's pretty positive while Roswell is more negative, and we can dig in from there and see what's causing it. I think you'll agree that we can get some great insights from the data. You don't have to be an Excel expert to get them. Our third use case demonstrates a less sexy but very useful use case for AI, cleaning up messy data. Say you're getting the same reports from multiple suppliers, but the dates are in different formats, the naming conventions are different, there's duplicates, etc. Here, Copilot can save you from the tedium of standardizing it all. Let's try a few things. Notice that the dates in this report are all over the place. We'll fix that. Standardize dates in column B to month, day, year, year. Just click Apply, and there you have clean dates. You can easily undo it as well. Now let's get rid of dupes. Remove duplicates from this table. Okay, here Copilot has a problem, but it does give directions on how to go forward. Highlight the table, go to the Data tab, and click Remove Duplicates. The Remove Duplicates icon's a little cryptic here, but still it seems to work. Let's see if any of the pricing is out of line. Highlight records where the item price is 20% higher than the item price for any other record in that product category. And once again, Copilot is a little uncooperative, but it does give directions on how to highlight these records. Then we can go back to these highlighted suppliers and resolve these pricing issues. ChatGPT and Claude may be better than Copilot at fixing more general problems. One supplier has been using slightly different naming conventions than the other suppliers, making it hard to do comparisons, summaries, and the like. Ask ChatGPT or Claude to make the fix. The product names for Acme Electronics differ slightly from those of the other suppliers. Please edit those names to align with those of the other suppliers. And ChatGPT comes back with an updated table, and you can download it as a CSV to replace the spreadsheet, or just copy the product name column into your spreadsheet. I hope these use cases give you an understanding of how and when to apply Copilot, ChatGPT, and Claude. To recap, here's a high level on when to use each. Use Copilot for editing directly within Excel, formatting, summaries, and line analysis. Use ChatGPT for complex logic, complex formulas, and coding help. And Claude is similar to ChatGPT, but you may want to use it to double check ChatGPT's work, or if ChatGPT seems to be having troubles for whatever reason, give Claude a try because it's a very strong model. And keep in mind that you can apply several of these tools in the same spreadsheet. Of course, everyone wants to be careful with their data. I can't promise that the data you enter is completely safe, no more than I could with any other online application. However, I can show you how to keep your data from being used for model training. Microsoft doesn't use your data for training if you have a subscription. Let's take a look at the page spelling it out. We see that if you don't have a subscription, then Microsoft will train with your data, although it seems the data is de-identified. If you have a Microsoft 365 personal or family plan, your data is excluded. And it looks like you can opt out even if you don't have one of these plans. Claude doesn't use your data for training by default, so you don't have to do anything there. With OpenAI, if you're on the Teams plan, you don't have to do anything. But if not, then just go into Settings, Data Controls, and click off Improve the Model for Everyone. Now, it's more likely that your data would be compromised by some bad actor getting your login info. So to guard against that, in Settings, click Security and enable multi-factor authentication. Oddly enough, Claude doesn't offer multi-factor authentication yet. Okay, that's it for today. I hope you've seen some ways these AI tools can get you going in Excel, even if you have no previous experience. If you have questions or would like some more detail, please leave a comment. We're going to have a follow-up episode where we look at how to use these AI tools to create automations, analyses, and dashboards in Excel. But before that, we're going to take a look at new image and video generation tools that have come out. OpenAI and Google have made some great upgrades in the last few weeks. They make these tools viable for your sales and marketing efforts. So please subscribe to not miss these and other ways to optimize your use of AI. And if you've gotten some value today, please click on that like button below. Till next time, good luck with your business.